waqweqwa ke wahubuluza ke wayolala kwindawo kwenye izindawo zivezwayo ngoku apha. Ufuna uqonda ukuba ngaba wazibona na ezi-couch ezimbili ungakaphenduli.
I know it's a very general statement, but it's not entirely correct.
Yeah,
it's not precise.
You never said he saw Senzo being shot. So,
let me rephrase. Did you process the sitting room for blood?
I-sitting room leyana ingaba nayiprocessa nayo, iprocessela igazi.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
Yes, that is so, my lord.
Sorry. Now, on page 64, evidence is that on that couch, where there's an object, a pinkish, lime greenish object, the deceased or the victim was seated there prior to the intruders entering, and after he was injured, he laid and fell on that carpet there on the floor. Did you process that area for blood?
Ubungqina ke bokuba ngaba ke wayehleli phayana ke kula couch leyana emveni kokuba ngaba ke okanye sele echaniwe ke imbumbulu waye wawela phaya kula carpet ibonayo phaya ingaba ufuna uqonda ke waye wayijonga napha okanye wa process apha kula carpet usebenza ngaleya i-photo.
I think the deceased was seated on the couch on the opposite side.
yeah. You're placing the deceased on the wrong couch.
Yes, I see that, my lord. Let me withdraw that, my lord. Yeah, sorry, it's on this side, because let me put it into context. There's a TV stand, and there's the corner of this couch here. You observed blood droplets on the other side between the couch and the TV stand, correct?
Kune TV stand phaya bujonga pha kula photo ne. Kunale couch ekoneni yala couch ngaba waye wabona kusini na igazi phakathi kwestand kunye nekona ye couch leya.
Likhona igazi endalibona mhlekazi. If sijonga ku page ku photo number 66.
Yes, there is blood which I saw. If we were to look on photo 66,
Qala ku 65 ukuyotsho ku 67.
starting from 65 up to 67.
That one on the opposite side. 65. Now, on that side, on the right-hand side, not this one, the sofa on the right, where it is alleged that the victim collapsed there, did you conduct a search there for the blood?
Hayi kule ibonakalayo phaya kodwa kwengenye le ingabonakaliyo isofa. Ingaba ke wajonga kusini na phaya na ujonga igazi.
No, kwakungekho gazi mhlekazi. So anzange ndajonga gazi.
So there wasn't any blood, so I never looked for blood.
And Kaya Ngashe as well, who was a neighbor, testified that upon their return from the park searching for suspects, he entered the house through the kitchen, and on the hallway, at the entrance of the kitchen opposite bedroom 1, they found the victim laying down there.
Ukhaya ke umfana wasebumelwaneni uthi xa babebuya epakini beyojonga ke abahanelwa okanye abantu abo kwakuthiwa bangenile wangena phakathi endlini naye uthi ke xa ungena ekitchen apho kune passage phayana bafumana umfi eleli khona phaya.
Now, were you told about that area that it's a possible area for DNA analysis?
Ingaba waxelelwa kusini na ngaloo ndawo leyo le athi ke uthi ukhaya bambona eleli kuyo ba nayo indawo eya kwakunothi nenze uphando kuyo for DNA?
Ndandingenayo lo information mhlekazi.
I didn't have that information. Ukuthi ke ukhaya ngache wathini ukuthi bamthola eleli kuphi ke angizange ngikutshelwe lokho.
Now let's go back to this projectile that you located at the countertops near the kitchen. Exactly what attracted you to those glass jars that made you look there for the projectile?
Intoni kanye le iyantsalayo eyabangela ukuba ngaba ke maniyojonga phayana okanye ujonge phaya kweza jars zimbini apho le bulleted wayifumana khona?
Bendiba ndichazele inkundla ukuthi ngokubona umonakalo osesihlalwe osemnyango sajonga uba ibullet ayiphumelanga emnyango ayiphumelanga ngapha kwelaqala saye sasearcha phezu kwekhabhathi not specifically kulama glass jars.
I think I informed the court about that, that I saw the damage on the door and also looked as to whether did the bullet go out on the other side of the door. And my lord, as a result of that, we then looked around that cupboard area. We did not specifically look at the jars, but we looked there.
Ngoba kwakunezinye izinto ezaziphezu kwekhabhathi but ibullet yafumaneka emva kwama glass jars.
Because there were other items that were on top of the cupboard, but the bullet was found behind the glass jars. Ukuthi sasibonga ukuthi ke sibheke labo jeke labo kodwa ke ukuthi sabheka ukuthi inhlamvu yashaya kuphi nokubheka ukuthi ayiphumelanga yini ngale kwisicapha sase sibheka khona lapha hayi ukuthi sasibheke ojeke kwakukhona nokunyeke kodwa sabheka khona lapha.
Now, on this next question, you can comment if you have a comment. If you don't comment. Sergeant Mnisi testified that by looking at the damage to especially the bullet hole to that kitchen door and seeing that he cannot find the projectile anywhere when he searched, he assumed that the projectile may have fallen into the crevices or between the panels of that door. Can you comment on that?
Comment. Because he was clear. He says he found nothing there.
Okay, let me leave it, my lord. Let me leave it, my lord. Now, in searching for, let's talk about that corner at the glass jars. Are you allowed to remove objects in order to search a particular area for bullet evidence?
Masijonge ke kula kona apha ijazi khoyo ngaba nivumelekile kusini na okanye uvumelekile kusini na ubangaba usiswe izinto xa ukhangela ke okanye kunento ikhangelayo.
Ewe ndivumelekile mhlekazi.
Yes, I am allowed.
And this projectile that you found, by just mere looking at it, did it have any blood stains on it, or what was its condition?
Le bullet head lena nayifumanayo kanye wayifumanayo ngokuyijonga nje ingaba yawunawo kusini na amaxhoboza egazi.
Yenye nawo mhlekazi. If sijonga ku photo number.
It didn't have any. If we were to look on photo, the witness is still looking for the photo.
Photo number 127 iyabonisa ibullet indlela le efumaneke ngakhona.
Photo 127, it depicts the bullet in the manner in which it was found. Masibheka ke lesi sithombe 127 ukuthi ke kwangekho gazi lalikhona ke futhi ke indlela ke ibullet head leya eyatholakala ngakhona.
And did you observe any blood stains in and around that damage at the kitchen door?
Kula ndawo yomonakalo pha kwicango oliyana lwase kitchen ingaba wabona kusini na khona igazi walibona kusini na phaya?
Alikho mhlekazi.
None. Akunagazi ke ngalibona la isicapha esalimala khona.
And what about blood stains in and around the area where this projectile was allegedly found at the glass jars?
Kula ndawo ineza jazi imbini zeglass phaya khona akho gazi lalifumaneka pha okanye amaxhawoza egazi ayefumaneka pha?
Alikho mhlekazi.
None, my lord. Nala inhlamvu ke eyatholakala khona akunagazi ke elalikhona.
My lord, if I can have a second, I'm just about to wrap up to see if I'm not leaving anything behind. Now, there's testimony by Zandile Khumalo that when the first shot, that will be the shot that hit the kitchen floor, was fired, she suffered an injury to her ankle. Do you know if pictures of that injury on Zandile Khumalo were taken at any stage during investigations, either on the 26th or the 27th of July?
Kubungqina bakhe uZandile
October,
Khumalo.
sorry, 2014.
Kubungqina bakhe uZandile Khumalo waxelela lenkundla ukuba kwawuthi kwakutsho isithonga soqala esisabetha phansi waye wafumana ukonzakala apha kuye unyaweni okanye eqatheni. Unolwazi kusini na ubangaba zikhona ifoto ezathathwayo zokonzakala kwakhe enyaweni uZandile Khumalo noma kwange-27 okanye emveni koko?
Anginalo ulwazi mhlekazi.
I have no knowledge, sir.
Now, finally, regarding the arrival of Captain Mangena on the scene, do you know what time he arrived on the scene?
Usalazi ixesha awafika ngalo uMangena phabisini?
Angilazi ixesha awafika ngalo kodwa mina ndandisekwindawo yeqhayelo ngelo xesha.
I don't know the time on which he arrived, but I was already on the crime scene when he arrived. Ukuthi uMangena wafika sikhatsini angikwazi kodwa wangifika sengilapho.
And his ballistic investigation, was it done in your presence or you already left?
By Mangena.
Mangena, yes.
Okay. Uphando olwenziwa nguMangena walenza ukhona okanye nikhona okanye nani wawusele umkile?
Ndandisekhona esenini mhlekazi.
I was still at the scene.
As the court pleases, my lord, those are my questions for the witness.
Thank you. Yes, for number 3, cross-examination.
Thank you, my lord. What investigation, ma'am, did Mr. Mangena do at the scene?
Loliphi uphando olwenziwa nguMangena phaya?
Inoba if angabizwa kule nkundla mhlekazi uzafika lichaze ngoba into endiyaziyo uyi-ballistic expert.
Maybe if Mangena was to be called to this court, he will be able to explain. But what I do know is that Mangena is a ballistic expert.
You were at the scene, ma'am. You could see, you could observe what Mr. Mangena did at the scene. Can you please tell the court what Mr. Mangena did at the scene? What investigation did you do at the scene?
Ngexesha ke wayesenza uphando lakhe, uchazele inkundla ba loluphi uphando awayelenza uMangena.
Uzawufika uKennel Mangena azochaza uba wenze intoni kwi-crime scene. Njengokuba ndisisho ukuthi wayeze for i-ballistic. Mna ndandiye for i-forensic. So nguye ozawuchazela le nkundla uba yintoni akayenzile kwi-crime scene.
Colonel Mangena will come and inform this court as to what it is that he did. As I've mentioned to the court that he was there for ballistic investigation, I was there for forensic investigation.
So you're refusing to answer this question, ma'am?
The witness has explained that she can't speak for Lieutenant Colonel Mangena. He'll come and testify, and those questions can be asked to him.
Yes, Mr. Mnisi.
As it is the court, my lord, the basis for the objection, in my view, has got no merits. This witness told us what is it that Mr. Musia did at the scene. And no, I'm talking about Mr. Musia. This witness told this court what is it that Mr. Musia did at the scene because herself and Mr. Musia were at the scene. Mr. Mangena is arriving at the very same scene where this witness is. This witness says, no, I'm unable to attest to what Mr. Mangena did at the scene. Then Mr. Mangena will have to come testify on his own. That's the same analogy.
As a court, please, I think my learned friend, with respect, has got the wrong end of the stick. The witness testified that Warren of Samusia did brief her about what he has done on the scene. And that is not the same with Colonel Mangena. The court, please.
Yes, Mr. Mnisi, we can explore that angle if you want to.
Mr. Mangena, ma'am, arrives in your presence. And the reason why I'm asking this, mind you, we are a police, for 18 years, forensic investigator, crime scene management, a police of 20 years experience in the service of the South African Police Services. Arrives at a scene where you are as well as a crime scene expert. Arrives another expert. You requested to explain what did that expert do at the scene. You say go and ask the other expert. Is that how it works with the police?
Indlela ekusetshenziswa ngayo esipoliseni leyo ba xa ndikubuza lo muntu ufika ukhona nawe baleleke yonke iminyaka yakho othunayo esipoliseni bangaba ke ngoku uphendule ngelithi hamba ubuza kuye indlela ekusetshenzwa ngayo esipoliseni.
Ndicela ucacisele le nkondla mhlekazi.
May I explain to the court, my lord?
Xa siya kwi-crime scene singamaphoyisa, sibuya kuma-sections are different.
When we go to or we attend to a crime scene as police, we are coming from different sections.
Omnye xa kebiziwe kwi-crime scene uzokwenza uphando lwakhe olo akalibizelwe.
When a person attends to a crime scene, goes there to do the investigation or the particular investigation that the person has been called for or to come and do.
So mna nomsiya sasikwi-crime scene for i-forensic.
Myself and Musia attended the crime scene for forensic purposes.
And then uKennel Mangena waye kwi-forensic for i-ballistic.
And Colonel Mangena was there for ballistic purposes.
Yiyo ke lonto ndithi uKennel Mangena uzawuzochazela inkundla uba wenze ntoni yena kwihlandlo lakhe le-ballistic.
And I am then informing the court that Colonel Mangena will personally come and inform this court as to what it is that he did on his side of the ballistic.
I still don't get it, ma'am, but let me try to find it. Are you then saying to this court that you did not see what Mangena did at the scene?
Ingaba uzama ukuthi awuzange ukubone awayekwenza uMangena phaya?
Mhlekazi kwi-crime scene ndandifocuse kwizinto ze-forensic.
Sir,
uKennel Mangena wayesenza izinto zakhe ze-ballistic.
Sir, I was focusing on my focus one was on the forensic side of investigation, and Colonel Mangena, his focus was on the ballistic side of investigation.
So andingekwazi ukuqikelela kule court ukuthi uKennel Mangena wenze this and that.
I cannot guess to this court and say this is what Mangena did and that.
I'm not suggesting that you should guess as an eyewitness, but nonetheless, as an eyewitness, I thought you would be helpful to this court, but I realize that we've got problems. Did Mr. Mangena arrive with his own photograph at the scene?
Ingaba wafika nomfoti ongowakhe uMangena phaya kanye photographer eyakhe.
uMangena uyazenzela umsebenzi wakhe.
Mangena does his own job.
Uba kunyanzeleke uba athathe izithombe uyazithathela izithombe akathathelwa ndini.
If there is a need for him to take pictures, he does that by himself. I don't take pictures for him.
Simple logic question, ma'am, that even a standard sub A would understand. Did Mr. Mangena
I think my learned friend has been sarcastic. May we ask him to withdraw that part of the question?
Ma'am, simple logic question.
Just respect the person in the witness box.
As it please the
Please.
court, my lord. Ma'am, this is a simple question. Simple question. I'm asking you if Mr. Mangena arrived at the scene with his own photographer. I'm not asking whether you did not have to take photos for him or you are taking photos for Mr. Mangena, or what does Mr. Mangena do? That's a simple question.
Uthi ke ulula lombuza ubuza akabuzanga ke uba ngaba uyazitha ucele wena okanye ubuzile nje uba wafika nomfoti wakhe kusini na.
Njengokuba ndisitsho uba uKennel Mangena umsebenzi wakhe ngowe-ballistic. Kwi-ballistic wenza yonke into kufanele ukuthi ayenze. So andiyiva inkundla xa indibuza uba weza ne-photograph na.
I told this court that Mangena does everything by himself, and which is ballistic related. So I don't understand when you ask me whether he brought his own photographer.
I'm going to take it, ma'am, that you are avoiding this question, but nonetheless, it's fine. You went to the scene as what?
Isin lena ukuyeni kwakho kuyo waya uyintoni okanye waya ngolphutlo yawa usiya uyintoni pha kwisini.
Ndiyintoni on which kanjani?
What do you mean?
Police.
I was a police officer. What do you
In
mean?
your capacity as what? You know what I'm asking about, ma'am. In what capacity did you attend the scene?
Ngaba wawusiya uyothini okanye uyokwenza ntoni?
Ndiyonceda nge-forensic investigation.
To assist with forensic investigation.
In what way?
Ngaluphi uhlobo?
Njengoba ndichazile mhlekazi. Kwi-crime scene umsiya wayesefikile eyokwenza forensic investigation. Sithe xa sibizwa thina sahamba sayoqhubeka nophando obeke selenza lwe-forensic.
Just as I've already mentioned that Msia had already done the forensic investigation. So when we were called to the scene, we went there to go and proceed with the investigation that he had already started with.
So you went to the scene as a forensic investigator.
Forensic investigator.
Kunjalo
That's
mhlekazi.
correct.
And a photographer.
Number 40.
Kunjalo
That's
mhlekazi.
correct.
Is there any capacity in which you attended the scene?
Okunye, khona okungokunye.
I-forensic ne-photography ne-fingerprint investigation esayenza.
We also did fingerprint investigation.
Now, on those things, on those aspects that you've just mentioned now, what was your expertise?
Kwezi zinto ke ngoku ugqiba kuzikhankanya okanye ugqiba ukuzitsho amava akho ke kanye ulwazi lwakho owawunalo ngokuphathelene nozo zinto ezo lwalusithini.
Andivuma umbuzo
I
wenkundla.
don't understand your question.
We have mentioned fingerprints, we have mentioned photography, we have mentioned forensic. Now I'm asking you, of those things which you have mentioned, what exactly was your particular expertise?
Yephi eyona yona ongathi ke ewawu unolwazi kuyo okanye ke unamava kuyo kwezi uzibaleleyo ze-fingerprints, i-photography, i-forensic, kodwa yephi eyona yona ungathi ke nansi mna endigxininisa kuyo okanye endinolwazi kuyo?
Criminalistic expert ne-fingerprint expert.
Criminalistic expert and fingerprint expert.
Lolu lwazi endinalolo.
That is the expertise that I have.
I did not get the first one, criminal expert
Criminalistic.
or criminalistic. What would that mean, ma'am?
Ithetha ukuthini ke le?
Uku-investigator isini ngokupheleleyo.
To investigate the scene in full.
Thank you.
Uqokelele wonke ama-exhibit owafumana esinini if akhona.
Collect all the exhibits that you find on the scene, if there are any.
Thank you, ma'am. This court has heard, actually it's Mr. Musia who said that there were two teams from the police unit.
Sorry, before you answer that, Mr. Baloyi, I'm referring this to every council in the House. Remember, the evidence of Musia was that it took swabs, 1 up to 12.
Yes.
Were these admitted? Like, for instance, the photographs in the
No.
list of admissions?
No,
They're not admitted.
No, it's not in the list
Okay,
of
fine.
admissions.
Yes, you continue.
As it please the court, my lord. Now, Musia told this court that there were two groups of police who arrived at the scene. Number one, it was the Special Task Unit, and the second one was the Crime Scene Management Unit, if my memory serves me well.
Umsiya ke uthethe ngegroup ezimbini ke zamapolisa ezafikayo, i-task team kanye futhi ne-crime scene management.
Ndiyakuva
Now,
mhlekazi.
I
which of
hear
the-
you.
Now, which of the two did you belong?
Okwephi wena kwezi zimbini?
Mina ndibuya kwi-crime scene management. mhlekazi.
I'm from crime scene management, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. When you attend a scene as from the crime scene management, in a situation where you have been informed that there's been a shooting, what equipment would you take along?
Xa usuka ke ku-crime scene management uya ke kwindawo yesehlo okanye ovileyo okanye oxelelweyo bangaba ke kwaye kwanodubulo. Zeziphi izixhobo onye nizithathu okanye izithathu uhambe nazo?
Kwi-crime scene management, Mhlekazi, sisebenzisa izixhobo ezininzi zoku-investigator.
On the side of crime scene management, we make use of different equipments in investigating.
Ngizawubalula nje ezimbalwa.
I'll just mention a few.
Siba ne-camera,
A camera,
ama-light source,
light source,
ama-cones,
cones,
ama-cones, nama-forensic exhibit bag,
forensic exhibit bags,
ama-stepping tools, stepping plates,
stepping plates,
ukhankanya nje ezimbalwa.
just to mention but a few.
Ne-metal detector, siyayiphatha nayo.
We also carry metal detector.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, that is in general, not so. Now, let's concentrate specifically to the scene which you attended on the 27th. What instrument did you use?
Uyachaza nje ngokwesiqhelo ke enidla ngokodwa ke ngokuxa sithetha ngale ke ngokisina nge27 zeziphi owawuziphethe.
Endazisebenzisa ngama-light sources ne-camera.
Those which I made use of were the light sources as well as the camera,
Ne-measuring tape,
as well as the measuring tape
ne-cone.
and the cone.
Thank you.
Nama-exhibit bag.
As well as exhibit bags.
What are the functions of the exhibit bags?
Why?
What are the functions of exhibit bags?
Umsebenzi exhibit bags.
Kuqoqa ubungqina, ubufake ebhegini, obobuthe bafumaneka kwi-crime scene.
Is to collect evidence, that which has been found in the crime scene, and put it in the bag.
Am I correct, ma'am? Actually, let me not say, am I correct? Are there any exception with regard to the packaging of exhibits into the forensic bags? Are there any exceptions with regard to the packaging of exhibits that are found at the scene in the forensic bags?
Kunendlela na okanye kukhona apho kuthiwa hayi ngoku kulena kwesi isimo sizokwenza nje okanye sizawukwenzelela okanye sokwenza nje ngokhethekileyo ngendlela ekufanele kufakwe ngayo ubungqina kwezi zinqobo ezizobungqina.
Ubungqina bufakwa ngendlela ekhethekile Mhlekazi.
Exhibits are placed or are packaged in a certain way.
Ngendlela esiqeqeshwe ngayo.
According to how we were trained.
May you please take this court through your training on how you package exhibits?
Khaichazele ke inkundla ke ngendlela ke ni dibaniso kanye ke nipake ubungqina ngayo.
Xa ufumana i-exhibit endaweni yeqhayelo uyayifaka kwilento njengalapha photo number 128 uyayifaka kwi-envelope.
When you find an exhibit on a crime scene, just like on photo number 128, you place it in an envelope.
Then ube soyifaka kwi-exhibit, uvale leyo envelope ube soyifaka kwi-exhibit bag.
You then seal or you then close that envelope and place it inside an exhibit bag.
Ube soyivala leyo exhibit bag.
You seal that exhibit bag.
Because xa uyifumana ivulekile.
Because when you find it, it is open.
Then also ufake ubungqina phakathi funeke ubuvalele.
And once you have placed evidence or exhibit inside, you then seal it.
Ube so documenta ke ibag leyo osile kuyo ilento ubungqina obo.
You then document that particular bag in which the evidence or the exhibit is placed in.
Nobungqina obo bufake ngaphakathi.
As well as the exhibit that has been placed inside.
Why is it necessary, ma'am, to put a particular exhibit into an envelope before you put it in the forensic?
Kubaluleke ngantoni ukuthi njengohlobo kwenzeke ngalo apha kuba phambi koba ngaba uyifake kwesi sinqobo esi uqale uyifake kwi-envelope uqala.
Ukuprotecta integrity yobungqina ukuthi buthi xa bufika apho buya khona bufike busenjalo the way ubufumene ngakhona kwi crime scene.
It is to protect the integrity of the exhibit, that as is found on the crime scene, that when it gets to the point where it is being sent, it is still in the very same condition that it was found in,
Kungabi ne contamination.
that there's no contamination.
Are these envelopes also provided by the Forensic Science Laboratory?
Nazo ziphuma ke kwi forensic science laboratory envelopes ezi
Azifumane ke office.
from the office.
But that's the point. Forensic Science Laboratory provides you with forensic exhibit bags, not so?
Iyo kanye point leyo ile forensic science laboratory ininika exhibit bags andithi.
Kunjalo
That's
mhlekazi.
correct.
And then why do you use just before that? And you will agree with me that forensic exhibit bags have undergone vigorous testing, not so?
Ziyavavanywa ke i-bags ezo kanye ke izingqobo ezi zobunqina andithi kanye sine testing eziye zidlule kuyo.
Ndiyiva ngawe leyo mhlekazi.
I'm hearing that from you, sir.
20 years and 18 years as a forensic investigator. Nonetheless, forensic exhibit bags, ma'am, they go through vigorous testing to guard against exactly what we have just told to this court, that there should be no contamination, there should be no interference with the exhibits.
Ziye ke zitestwe okanye zigqithe ke kwi testing ke ezininzi ukuthintela kanye oku ugqibothetha ngako i-contamination ezo.
Mhlekazi anisebenzi ngokutesta ama forensic bag. Njengokuba ndichazile uba xa ucollector ama exhibit funeke uwapackage ngendlela yokuthi xa weza ufika kwi forensic funeke kungabi na contamination afike esenele integrity owafumene ngayo kwi crime scene.
Sir, it is not my duty, or I don't work in that section where they test forensic bags. Just as I explained to the court that you place the exhibits in the forensic bag to protect the integrity and the contamination, that when it gets to the point where it is being sent, it is still in the very same condition that it was found in.
Exactly, that's my point, ma'am. Who tests the very same envelope that you pick up from your office to determine that it has got no foreign objects, or it has got no foreign, I don't know how to put it, but it has got nothing in it that can contaminate the very same exhibit that you put in that envelope? Let me take it slowly, Mr. Jonas. Who tests the very same envelope that you simply pick up in one of your offices at the police station to make sure that it is contaminated, it has got nothing in it that will contaminate the very same object or exhibit that you put in it, which you so dearly want to preserve from contamination?
Kwa envelope leyo enifumana ke officeini leyo kubani ke ngoku oye ayivavanye ukwenza eso siqinisekiso esi uthetha ngaso kanye uba ngaba ke akukho liphazamiseko lwenzekayo kobu bungqina obu nifuna ke ngoku bufike apho buyakhona bukwesa simo besifumaneke ngazo.
Le envelope mhlekazi ayicholwanga nje officeini, ezi envelopes zithengelwa zona uqoqa ubungqina.
This envelope was not just picked up from somewhere in the office. These envelopes are bought exactly for that purpose, to collect exhibits.
Yiyo lento sizisebenzisa kuma crime scenes.
Which is now the reason why we make use of them at crime scenes.
You say, where do we buy them, eh? Where do we buy these envelopes?
How is this going to help us resolve the issue of this case, which is the murder, alleged murder of the deceased, the alleged use of an unlicensed firearm, the alleged use of unlicensed ammunition through which a licensed firearm could operate? This witness, she tells you, she finds the exhibit bags already manufactured. Unless you want to put it to him that the ones he used, they were contaminated, fine. And then he uses them, like he has done for the past 22 years. Now we are being taken on a trip about the manufacturing of the exhibit bags. If you have any fault which you think you find concerning the exhibit bags, specifically that they were incapable of forming a frame between the exhibit and the contamination, put it to her. But she can't be expected to explain how the manufacturing of an exhibit bag occurs. She's not an expert in that. Are you? Hello? I mean in the manufacture of exhibit bags.
No, akunjalo
Do you know
mhlekazi.
how they are manufactured?
Yazi bazenziwa kanjani?
No, andazi mhlekazi.
Have you ever been in a factory where they are manufactured?
Oke waya kufika lapho zenziwa khona? No.
Right, please, let's get on this, please.
Yes, please, the court, my lord. That's not what I'm disputing, my lord, unfortunately.
What are you disputing?
She's spoken of an envelope.
Yes,
Yes.
which you actually put it to her. It's supplied by the forensic laboratory.
No, that's not what I said to her, my lord, which is the reason why I'm probing that aspect.
Sorry, these forensic envelopes, where are they found? Where do you get them from? Okay, Bazaar, Pick and Pay, where?
Zifunyana apha envelopes
Zifumane ke officeini mhlekazi.
from the office, my lord.
Aziyathengwa i-office.
The office buys them.
Okay, right, sir, go on.
Ma'am, are those envelopes? Well, I'm not even so sure whether I need to proceed with this point because apparently the court has already made up the mind. But nonetheless, ma'am, let us go to
Is
the
concerned with
evidence.
relevancy. I don't make up my mind without listening to the evidence. If
It
that
was-
evidence is relevant to the crime which the accused are allegedly charged with, fine, it's relevant.
Yes, my lord. But now let me also address this court on relevance, exactly
Yes.
on the basis of what the court has
Okay,
just
fine,
said.
go
you
on.
see.
No problem.
I think I've got all the permission to probe with this question in the manner in which I've been doing it, because in the charge in the indictment, it is alleged that there was a firearm that was used, and particularly that firearm is linked to one of the accused persons here through a bullet that was found at the scene. The packaging,
A bullet which can be contaminated, is that what you are getting at?
is possible, my lord.
Yeah, fine.
Is possible.
Because she told you that on page photo 127, she took a close-up of the pellet, the bullet, which was found behind the jars. When you asked or texted by Mr. accused number 1 and 2's counsel,
Yes.
whether there was blood on the bullet or not.
Yes,
Fine.
my lord.
Okay, proceed.
But, my lord, it does not end up there. The quest does not end up there. Remember, we have packaging, we have the transportation,
Yes,
we have the receipts.
yes.
The chain must speak for itself.
Right, but now we are talking about the quality of the envelopes or the forensic bags.
Yes, my lord.
If you think they were contaminated or they were incapable of not being contaminated, you can put it to her. Because she says she's told her office. Okay.
It's fine, my lord. Ma'am, is it procedural to simply pick up an envelope from your office, take it to the scene, when you have got forensic evidence, when you have got forensic bag, find an exhibit at the scene, instead of you putting it directly into the forensic bag, and you put it into an envelope? Is that
Ngaba
procedural?
kuyinqubo kusini na esipoliseni ukuba ngaba ke uthathe nje i-envelope e-ofisini uye ke ku-crime scene endaweni yokuba uyifake ngqo kwisinqobo esi ke seyiplastiki uske uqale uyifake envelopini kuyinqubo yasesipoliseni kusini na?
Ndichazele inkundla mhlekazi ukuthi lama envelope sorry athengelwe kona umsebenzi wokucollect ama exhibit ku crime scene.
I did inform the court, my lord, that these envelopes were precisely bought for that purpose, to collect exhibits from a crime scene and put them in them.
I-exhibit xa uyicollecta kwi-crime scene awuvele uyithathe uyilahlele kwi-forensic bag.
When you gather or collect an exhibit from a crime scene, you don't just take that exhibit and put it into a forensic bag.
Kufanele uyiqoqe uyipackage ngendlela e-right upreserve ubungqina bayo njengoba uyifumene kwi-crime scene.
You need to collect it in order to preserve it as found on the crime scene.
As envelopes ke zisetyenziselwa loo nto.
These envelopes are then used for that purpose.
So, Mr. You kindly show us the photo with the envelope. Something that I want to check. Ma'am, are you then saying that when an exhibit is found at the scene, it is irregular for that exhibit to be directly put in the forensic bag before it is put into an envelope?
Ingaba uthi asiyonkqubo kusini na uba ngaba xa ufumana ubungqina kwi-crime scene uba ubuthathe ngobunjalo babo ubufake kule ngaphandle koba ubufake envelopini uthi ayondlela yokwenza leyo?
Kuxhomekeka ukuba ngobungqina obunjani obo.
It depends on the exhibit found or what kind of an exhibit it is.
I'm talking about cartridges, things that have been fired from a firearm that are found at the scene.
Ndithetha ke ngoku ngamakhoba into eziphuma kumpu.
Sisebenzisa i-envelope, kwelinye ixesha sisebenzisa ama-ziploc bags.
We make use of envelopes and certain on other occasions it would be block bags.
Ziploc bags.
Oh, sorry, ziploc bags.
Uyifake khona then ube soyifaka kwisingxobo esi esigcina ama-exhibit.
You place it in them and then you place them into the forensic bags.
Back to my question, is it then irregular for a projectile, a bullet point, or even an empty cartridge that is found at a scene to be directly put in an exhibit bag before it is put into the box that you have just mentioned and or an envelope?
Endikubuza ke ngoku ngaba akuhambiselani nenkqubo okanye nomthetho wasesipoliseni na uba ngaba uyithathe xa uyifumana ngobunjalo bayo uyifake kule ungakhange uyifake kwi-envelope okanye kwi-ziploc bag?
Kwi-forensic asiyenzi loo nto mhlekazi.
We don't do that as far as forensic is concerned.
Kufanele ubungqina sibuqoqe ngokufanelekile sipreserve.
Evidence should be gathered or collected in a proper way and preserve it.
Thank you. Just before we adjourn, I realize it's just 1 o'clock. In fact, we can adjourn. We can talk a short adjournment, my lord. I'll proceed with this line after 1 o'clock.
No, fine. For my purposes, to understand, is it to get a forensic envelope or an envelope which you normally say you use to place exhibits in order not for them to be contaminated and to be found in the same state as they were when you pick them up and package them into that particular envelope?
If you can bring the envelope.
Yeah, I'm just asking. Do you have?
I'll go and ask for the office.
Where, your office is where, by the way?
Your office in? I'm in Protea Glen.
Okay, fine. If it should happen that your evidence should go up to tomorrow, is it possible to bring that?
I would be able to go and
Mr.
ask for
Baloyi, why
it.
can't we ask you through the state to bring that information?
We will arrange that.
Can you do that? Yeah, so that we know what we're talking about. Maybe we're talking about an envelope from Shisanyam. Shall we adjourn?